guys, this is Johnny Mahendru, and today we have with us Mr. Abhimanyu Kak, a man with multiple talents. He's a presenter, he's an actor, he's a singer, and along with that, the fun fact about him, he is that the youngest aired RJ of India. And he has also hosted the Indian Premier League and worked with Star Sports, a 360-degree entertainer, and it's always good to have a conversation with such talented people. And you started your career as an RJ. You were the youngest RJ aired of India. So why did you choose this industry, media industry?
Well, honestly, ever since I was a young kid, I had this thing in my mind to someday go on television and do anchoring. I don't know. I was always attracted to TV
Yeah.
anchors,
Yeah.
be it the great Roshan Abbas, be it the great Charu Sharma ji, or be it the great Annu Kapoor sir. मुझे anchors बहुत पसंद थे, and I really wanted to do something which is called an anchoring.
Yeah.
But like I was in a city called Chandigarh. So I was not very sure as to how I will reach there, but slowly and steadily I started to work on my skills. And because of my father, I have entered radio.
Yeah.
He has his own production house. So I happened to just one fine day look at him, the way he used to make radio shows at that particular point in time. He used to make recorded sponsored radio shows. And
Yeah.
I was looking at him, and then when you're young kids, you grasp a lot of things very quickly. So I
Yeah.
grasped the fact that uh, there is a particular technique to make a radio show, as
Yeah.
in to work on the software. I learned that while I was 14. I somehow tried recording a show at my studio, my father's studio.
Yeah.
And the next thing that I knew after 3 months was that the show had a sponsor on board. And even today, when the sponsors come on board, we sell everything and anything.
Yeah.
So I'm talking at least like what, say 15 years back when I started doing this.
Yeah.
The sponsor came on board, and I started doing the show. And slowly and steadily, I could really get that confidence that okay, I am meant to do this. I'm meant to speak. And I think when I speak, people listen. Somehow they get feel connected.
Yeah.
They feel interested to know what I speak and what all I say. And
Yeah.
that was the reason I took radio very seriously. And then while I was pursuing my bachelor's in computer applications, I got an opportunity to work with an FM channel in Chandigarh. Next thing, at 17, I was hosting the morning show in Chandigarh, which was a big thing to host a morning show when you're just 17 years old.
Yeah.
And then life moved on. I did television, I did Cine Stars Ki Coach, I did Happy Hours, a non-fiction comedy show as a TV lead anchor. I went to Star Sports, hosted IPL, hosted World Cup, commentated in IPL, commentated for Pro Kabaddi League, did all the non-live shows. So yeah, God has been kind. I've been blessed with a lot of work.
Yeah.
Music was something which was going with me side by side while I was pursuing my anchoring and RJing thing. And
Yeah.
then finally, 2020 was the year when I realized my dream, and I got a first break of my first song in January. I
Okay.
released another one in July, and the third one came out in November.
Yeah.
So the videos that I've done, they've crossed a million mark, and I'm happy that it's a decent start. I'll not say it's a great start, but it's a very decent start. Unfortunately, due to COVID, I'm not doing shows. Otherwise, I would have been doing a lot of shows, to make my songs even more popular.
Yeah. You are really multi-talented in that case.
Just trying a hand of it every time.
Yeah, and I was about to mention that only tell us your journey in Star Sports because there are a lot of sports anchor like who are willing to listen.
See, I think one of the jobs that I am really passionate about is sports broadcast and
Yeah.
sports anchoring.
Yeah.
Why? Because I think the sports anchoring gives you a lot of learnings in
Yeah.
terms of being an anchor, using shorter words, shorter sentences, and more impact. Because the producers I worked with at Star Sports, Ragini, the champ producer of Star Sports, very senior. I've worked with Moria, another very talented producer.
Mm.
So all these producers did teach me how to speak shorter words and more impactful words, and how to complete and frame a sentence in a much more better way.
Yeah.
So I think I learned a lot in Star Sports. It's an institution in itself because there's so much of experience, going here and there. There are ex-cricketers, legendary cricketers like Brian Lara, Brett Lee,
Yeah.
walking across you, crossing you. You cross paths with them, and then you speak to them, and then you get to know their experiences. You have people like Irfan Pathan, who's tremendous while speaking Hindi, and also in English, as a matter of fact. But then I
Yeah.
think the way he explains in Hindi is just majestic. It's really good. You have
Okay.
Jatin Sapru, who's the senior most presenter at Star Sports, sharing his experience and anecdotes of a lot of things that he went through
Yeah.
while getting into that position where he is right now. And I think all these things were very good for me to gain that experience. I was fortunate that in 2019, the moment I started with IPL, immediately after IPL, the World Cup came in, another big tournament and a long tournament. So I
Yeah.
got an opportunity to explore myself even more in some technical shows as well,
Yeah.
um, like Game Plan, which is aired on Star Sports before every tournament and during
Yeah.
every big tournament.
Yeah.
So yeah, I did learn a lot how to present myself in front of the camera. I was working with Dilse India, um, with Ragini on that show in Dilse
Okay.
India,
Okay.
and that show was live. So the live experience on television was really thrilling,
Yeah.
and I got a lot of appreciation from everyone in the Star Network. Very unfortunate that I couldn't do the Star Sports work this year due to a lot of reasons. You know, that there was cost cutting, there was a very minimum team which was required. They themselves were trying to figure out how will they, conclude IPL in this pandemic situation. I'm pretty sure I'll be there next year now, and let's hope for the best that I am there again and on your television sets and creating an impact as I always do.
Yeah, hopefully. And I'm wishing someday I'm also over there with you.
I'm sure. I'm sure. All you have to do is just, I got rejected 4 times in Star Sports.
Oh,
And
yeah?
the fifth time, I did not even apply, and I got a call from my previous year's audition that come, we need to speak to you. I think we'll be working together this year. So I believe one should never stop trying. You should just take everything very positively, very, very high spirited. One has to be if one
Yeah.
has to do television, because television is unpredictable. One day you are here, the next day you are here, and you just have to be there knocking the doors again and again and again and again for an opportunity. And when you are given an opportunity, you have to make sure that you
Yeah.
encash it to the maximum.
Yeah. So, sir, what was the procedure when you thought that, okay, now I want to work with Star Sports? So, the audition procedure or way of approaching them, what
See,
was the
there are
first
multiple
step?
auditions. There are multiple auditions. So what happens is whenever Star requires anchors,
Okay.
they on their social media platforms, as well as through the word of mouth
Okay.
in the particular talent team, it
Yeah.
gets out in the market that they're looking for anchors. So what
Okay.
happens is you reach out to the talent team will call you for an audition if there is a space or a requirement for an anchor.
Okay.
You go and give the auditions, you give the first round, then they will call you again for the second round, which is the studio round,
Yeah.
where you will have an entire rundown, entire show that you might have to host. They'll make sure that they do the audition in Hindi as well as English, because they do both the languages, and
Yeah.
then it's their creative call. Like, I never do English in Star Sports. Whenever I've done Hindi. They
Yeah.
feel I'm more comfortable in Hindi,
Yeah.
and I have done more Hindi with them. And then
Okay.
finally they give you a call. Then the remuneration part comes into play, and then finally you're on board. They give you a lot of workshops with a lot of experienced people. I've
Yeah.
seen anchors this year, those who are new anchors, Nashpreet, Tanya. All these
Tanya.
people were given a lot of workshops before
Yeah.
they went on air. They were given workshops with ex-cricketers. They were giving workshops with good, internationally acclaimed trainers, and because of that, a lot of confidence is boosted. And you know the nitty-gritties, you know the technicalities as to
Yeah.
how and where you have to speak, how you have to stop, how you have to start. All these things are very, very important for an anchor.
Yeah. And furthermore, coming to like you mentioned that you were selected for the Indian Premier League. So you were there for season three. So how was your experience in front of 35,000 people, all these cheers and so many spectators? Were you nervous or excited?
See, that is very different from the
Yeah.
television anchoring that I did in the last IPL, which is in 2019. You're talking about IPL 3, which was, I think, in 2010,
Yeah.
2009 or 10. I got an opportunity to do the stadium hosting. You always see that one anchor in the stadium who's shouting and, telling the audience to give
Yeah.
a good pop to
Yeah.
the current situation, whatever is happening in the ground. And yeah, I mean, I'm never nervous on stage. I am little bit nervous because that's important.
Yeah.
Only that I should not fumble, or I should not do anything stupid or reckless, or not should not say anything wrong.
Yeah.
So the do's and don'ts make me a little nervous. But then once I start it, and then I'm in the flow. You know what? Like, um, opening batsmen, when they come to face a particular delivery, initial deliveries they are very, very particular, and then post that they know where to hit and they see the ball well.
Yeah. And also you work with the IPL, and I've seen one of your videos, you have worked with the under 19 Indian squad, and over there you were playing some games with them, like the Chidiya Aur game, which you were playing with the under 19
Yeah.
team. So how was that team to you? How was the experience with them, with
That
the
was
young
the last
stats?
lot of the Under 19 World Cup for which Priyam Garg was the captain, Yashasvi Jaiswal was there, Sushant Mishra, Kartik Tyagi, and
Divyansh and
Bishnoi and
Manoj.
all these amazing young talent that I saw in Bangalore when I went to cover their national camp, which
Yeah,
started just before the World Cup. I think they are brilliant people and very young kids with a lot of hopes and a lot of butterflies in the stomach, facing the camera for the first time,
yeah,
facing an anchor question for the first time,
yeah,
and yeah, I mean, the experience for me was really good because I love to connect with the younger audience,
yeah.
and yeah, I mean, it was good fun.
Yeah. And in one of your interviews, you mentioned that you wanted to be a cricketer. So that would be your profession, if not your actor or singer, maybe.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
See, I have played for Punjab.
Yeah.
I've played district. I've got selected in the state camp, and I've done a lot of stuff when it came to playing for Punjab. But
Yeah.
while I was playing cricket during those days, see, I hail from a middle class family,
Yeah.
and in middle class family, the first thing is that भैया पढ़ाई का क्या करना है?
Anji.
And how seriously are you taking your education? What is your plan? We have limited resources, limited money. We
Yeah.
just cannot go and spend everything for you to play cricket tomorrow. If you don't play cricket, you don't get selected into the Ranji team.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? How are you going to do? And it becomes very, very difficult then. So, and IPL wasn't there at that time while I used to play under 14 and 16. So honestly, I really wanted to, and I used to play well. I still remember this story. I got selected in the Indian team of the tennis ball cricket.
Okay.
Right? Indian team of tennis ball cricket. I was attending a camp,
Yeah.
and my father just told me not to go to the camp, and you're not playing any more cricket because this is just not done. You need
Yeah.
to focus on your studies.
Yeah.
My coach, who was supposedly the captain of the Indian tennis ball cricket team, he
Okay.
came to my house, explained it to my father that this boy has got a special talent. He's just 14, 15 years old, and he's getting an opportunity to go and play for the Indian team in at the camp, which is a very big opportunity. But my father did not agree, and he was very clear to him also that I cannot let him play and screw up his career like that. So I think, yeah, I mean, parents were one of the reasons I could not make it big. But
Yeah.
then again, if my parents wouldn't have stopped me, so I would any which ways have not made it so big in my own field and in my own stream the way I have.
Yeah.
So whatever happens, happens for good.
Don't you regret not being a cricketer?
I don't regret it, honestly, because today when I see cricketers, those who are good friends, like
Yeah.
Siddharth Kaul used to play with me, and we've played together a lot of matches at inter-school and district level.
Yes.
People like Gurkirat Man and I
Mm.
have shared in our places in the same national team when we used to go to play nationals under 14.
Yeah.
So, Manan Bora and all these people. So we've played a lot
Yeah.
together. When I see them today doing so well, I do feel at times ki, maybe if I could have got a little more support
Yeah.
from my family, I would have been there. But
Yeah.
then I'm like, okay, they still are happy to see me and my growth, and I'm happy to see their growth, and we are friends, and we have our cricketing conversations, and they respect my opinion as an analyst or as somebody who knows the game because I still play. It's not that I've left cricket. I still play. I play corporate cricket. I played corporate cricket in Mumbai for 3 years. I
Yeah.
have been playing corporate cricket in Chandigarh and Delhi for so many years.
Okay.
So even today only I got a new bat. So I am just going to try it out tomorrow in the nets.
Yeah. In the end of the day, you both are on the field, whether being as a cricketer, whether being as.
I think the best feeling I had was the finals of IPL 2019.
Okay.
Just before the match, I was being told to interview Imran Tahir and interview Surya Kumar Yadav.
Yeah.
And both of those interviews were very, very special for me because, when you are there holding a mic in the night of a final
Yeah.
and the whole stadium is full, the people are going totally bizarre with the support
I
of
know.
a particular team they are into. I think the feeling is just magnificent, when you are out there and you are interviewing players and the players respect you for the questions that you ask. I
Yeah.
think it's brilliant. So, you don't feel कि ठीक है, I'm not playing, okay, but then whatever I'm doing,
Yeah.
yeah, this gives me a satisfaction. This is good.
Yeah. And as you're related to sports media, sir, so tell me one thing that still in India we don't have sports journalism or sports management as a course. Of course, we have sports management, but that too some academies are providing. No university is certifying these courses. So do you think that sports journalism as a subject should be introduced in India?
Yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know because I believe journalism as a whole
Yeah.
is really changed. What I studied in my masters of journalism and mass comm back in 2010-12, journalism is no longer that. What we see on television, I don't know what it is, but that is definitely not journalism. Shouting and howling was never journalism.
Yeah.
Having an opinion, yes, but forcing an opinion was never a journalism.
Yeah.
Manipulating the minds of the people of the country was never journalism. Giving a media trial or harassing an accused was never journalism.
Yeah.
But all of this that has become journalism now. Talk about the fact sports journalism should be a course. I don't think so, because journalism as a whole, the basics stay the same. When you do a live sports channel show, the
Yeah.
rundown, the newsroom setup, the way it is done, it's very similar to the way you see a sports program in a news channel.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you need a separate course for it, because what will you study in this? You can have a subject called sports journalism in one semester. You
Yeah.
cannot have a complete course. You cannot.
Okay.
Maybe a diploma for 6 months, maybe, but not a complete degree.
Moving to our next question, what is your best IPL memory till date?
Oh, my best IPL memory was when I got an opportunity during the eliminator last year of, I think, Delhi Capitals and Sunrisers Hyderabad. And
Yeah.
I was doing a pre-match interview where I interviewed Saurav Ganguly from Delhi Capitals at that time, Dada, and unke saath I interviewed Lakshman Bhai. So
Okay.
VVH Lakshman, Saurav Ganguly, both of them legends, both of them I've seen and grown watching them play.
Yeah.
Both of them were there with me, and I was asking questions to both of them, and I was having a picture also, and I posted that picture on my Instagram timeline. I
Yeah.
think that was the most memorable thing for me. As a sports anchor, I was very excited and elated to do that.
Yeah. जब आप इन लोगों से interact करते हैं, like these are very legendary names in the field of cricket, and जब आप इनसे interact करते हो, मतलब क्या सीखने के लिए इनसे मिलता है आपको, as a person, as an anchor, maybe क्या आप इनसे सोचते हो कि मैं अपनी life में भी implement करूँ to grow as a person?
See, whenever you meet anybody so influential as people like Dada or Lakshman Bhai,
Yeah.
you do feel that I wish I could take a little bit of their experience, in and use it in my life. But I think I'll share a very small little example with you. So I met Harsha Bhogle sir,
Okay.
uh, whom I have heard since my childhood and seen since my childhood, and so much that I have learned
Yeah.
from him. I met him, I was very nervous.
Yeah.
My hands were shivering. Oh, dude, this is Harsha Bhogle. And
Yeah.
he's taking English interview. I'm going to do the Hindi interview after him.
Yeah.
Shit. He's Harsha Bhogle. Now,
Yeah.
anybody who loves cricket broadcast, cricket as a matter of fact, or has seen Harsha sir,
Yeah.
do all the things what he has done in the past, anybody meeting him for the first time will feel a little intimidated,
Hmm.
before the meeting. I met him, he made me so comfortable. I met him, he told me, क्या टेंशन है, क्या हो गया? मैं कहा सर अब मुझे ये पूछना है, मुझे वो पूछना है. When you are on the mic, just believe in yourself. You are no less. You deserve it. That is why you are here. Just think that and be confident. That little bit of a tip. It was,
Yeah.
I think, in the initial matches of we were in Bangalore. It was DC versus RCB,
Yeah.
and there in Chinnaswamy Stadium, he gave me this tip,
Yeah.
and I think I'm still using it today. Whosoever I interview, whosoever biggie I interview, the only thing that I keep in my mind is, it's okay. I know he is a big shot, but just it's okay. Even you deserve it. That's why you are here. So just believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Don't question yourself. Believe in yourself, because the moment you start questioning, or when you enter into a self doubt, that is the time when things go wrong,
Yeah.
and you don't
And
have to self.
yeah, definitely. And do you want this advice like to be passed on to the aspiring sports broadcasters or presenters who are on the way of pursuing their career into this?
I think yes. Any anybody, my father also told me the same thing while I started doing radio. कि
Yeah.
जब आप माइक पे हो, आपको सिर्फ ये सोचना है कि मैं बेस्ट हूँ. But then there is a very thin line of difference. Thinking मैं बेस्ट हूँ is confidence.
Mm.
Thinking मैं ही बेस्ट हूँ is overconfidence.
जी.
So you should know where to draw that line between confidence and overconfidence. You have to think that I'm the best, I'm the best, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this. But
Mm.
only I'm the best, only I'm the best is not something that you should chant. So
Yeah.
definitely the advice given by Harsha sir has to be taken in by every aspiring young anchor.
Yeah. I hope this advice is taken into consideration by them, and in fact, myself on a very personal level. And thank you so much. And sir, now we'll be moving to our rapid fire round. So you
Sure,
have to be very quick. Okay.
sure.
Okay. So your favorite cricketer in international arena?
Steve Smith.
Okay. He's been very nice recently. The Australia versus India matches as
Yeah, I
well.
used to love him even when he was not nice because he's an unconventional batsman who, whenever scores runs, you should see his shots. I think they are phenomenal.
Yeah.
He's not a flat track batsman. He's a batsman who scores in Australia as well as India. So
Yeah.
even in the subcontinent wickets and on bouncy tracks, swinging tracks, I think he's the best batsman in the world for me.
Yes, definitely. Your favorite cricketer in IPL?
Rohit Sharma, undoubtedly,
Okay.
because again, very lazy elegance, classy batsman, very cool and calm captain,
Yeah.
very sorted. I mean, he doesn't. He's never rushy. I've never seen Rohit Bhai rushy.
Yeah.
He's always very calm and composed in
Yeah.
whatever he has to do.
So team you like other than India?
I love South Africa. I
Okay.
love I love New Zealand also. I think they're equal, South Africa and New Zealand. I love
Any
South Africa
particular
because
reason?
sorry,
Any particular reasons to it?
I think New Zealand because those people are very sweet.
Oh,
I think New Zealanders are very sweet people. Matlab, I have had great experiences with Brandon McCullum or Scott Styris or
yeah.
Kane Williamson. As a matter of fact, they're
Yeah.
sweet. They're sweet. And South Africans, they are chillers. They're total chillers.
Yeah.
JP Duminy, Quinton de Kock, total chillers.
Yeah. And your favorite IPL team?
Delhi Capitals. Has to be Delhi Capital because I did my first ever show
Yeah.
with Delhi Capitals, for Delhi Capitals on Star Sports. It has to be DC. I have this thing with DC,
Yeah.
because ek to Shreyas is a good friend.
Huh.
So because Shreyas is captaining the side, so yeah, I mean because of him also. But more than that, I think there is a connection with DC because I started my sports broadcast career by doing a DC show.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is special.
This year also I was really wishing for DC to win the cup because they've never won.
They couldn't, unfortunately, but happens. Both the year performance, if you see last year as well as this year, DC has been really showing a very upward growth. And
Yes,
I think
definitely.
next year they might win it also.
Must. Yeah, I think so that Delhi should win.
Yeah,
They are performing, yeah.
the consistency is good.
Yeah. Your favorite spell?
Favorite spell?
Yeah.
I think my favorite spell has to be in 2016-17 IPL by my friend Siddharth Kaul. Because I still remember at that time Mahendra Singh Dhoni sir was batting and he bowled I think 2 to 3 Yorkers in that over, and it
Yeah.
has to be Siddharth Kaul, has to be his spell. Or if not that, maybe in today's time, if I say has to be Ravada from Delhi Capitals because I think he bowls
Yeah.
really
Yes,
well.
definitely. And your favorite all-rounder?
Favorite all-rounder,
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya, without a doubt. Has
Yeah.
to be Hardik Pandya because he has improved his batting to some another level.
Yeah.
He looks very lean and very different from the way he hits the ball.
Yeah.
There's a total clash of imagination when it comes to Hardik Pandya.
Yes.
But he is a fantastic batsman and
Yeah.
and a fantastic all-rounder, I must say.
Yes. In fact, in the recent matches, the commentators were saying that he has worked on his batting and now he is very good against pacers also. So I think so Hardik Pandya is also playing a very major role as an all-rounder in the team because there is no
Yeah,
replacement for
yeah,
him.
of course. That is there because he has really improved. In the absence of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, if you talk about a finisher, we
Yeah.
only have Hardik Pandya. Even if you see the ongoing India-Australia series,
Yes.
where I think in the first one day and the second and third one day, it
Yeah.
was Hardik Pandya जिसने fight back दिया.
हाँ जी.
and otherwise though we would have been collapsed.
Yes, yes. And a young player you think who can play a very major role in international arena?
Shreyas Iyer.
Yeah.
Shreyas Iyer for sure. Because he has really proved his mettle over last 2 years, even in IPL as well as in the international arena. And I think he's a player to look out for. I think he'll be future India captain. I met
Definitely.
him in 2019 for the first time while doing a show in May. And I looked at him, his whole aura, his attitude towards the game, and I was like, this guy has everything in him to the future Indian captain. He just needs to score runs. That's all.
Of
He
course,
will be.
leading the team in finals and playing so well. And I mean, Shreyas is very good with his captaincy from the
Yeah.
last.
He's very
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
He's really good. And the best part is, he reminds me a lot uh, about MS Dhoni. He does not have any reaction. What is going on in his mind is going on in his mind.
yeah.
You don't see frustration or too much over happiness or over joy
Hmm.
or over anger
Hmm.
on his face. And that is a good thing, because whatever you are feeling, if you're able to control it coming on your face, from coming it on your face, then I think even the opposition has a lot of question marks in their head. What
Yeah.
is he thinking? What will he do? Kya chal raha hai?
Yeah.
And all that.
And in fact, Delhi Capitals was a very fun team to be with. I mean, look at their profiles. There were people making reels and all. They were dancing
Yeah.
around and
It's a powerhouse uh, of a bundle of energy, Delhi
yeah,
Capital.
yeah.
So yeah,
And
that is true.
the most funniest cricketer according to you?
Akshar Patel.
Yeah.
Akshar Patel is funny, man. He's really funny. And Yuzvendra Chahal also, in fact. Both of them are extremely funny. Both
Yeah.
of them have got great sense of humor. Both of them are shararti. Both of them are very good human beings.
Yeah.
Super people.
Okay. And best moment happened to you while shooting?
My producer, I was shooting with Ragini,
Hmm.
and Ragini Kumar is a very senior producer at Star Sports.
I know, I know. I've taken an interview.
Oh wow. And
Yeah.
I think she's the best person to learn in Star Sports, to learn from in Star Sports.
Yeah.
And I was shooting with her, and we did a lot of shoots together. But during the last Dil Se India live that I did, she
Okay.
especially came out from the PCR into the studio while I ended the show. She hugged me and said, "Great job, Abhimanyu." So वो जो great job अभिमन्यु में सुनना चाह रहा था 2-3 महीने से जो मैं काम कर रहा था प्रोएक्टिवली इतने shoots किए मैंने, but that very day when I heard Abhimanyu great job was really really special to me, and because coming from her,
Hmm.
because she is a very hard taskmaster,
Huh.
and coming this from her was very very special to me.
She's a very joyful person to talk to. Also, she motivates
Yeah, but
so
she's
much.
not a very joyful producer. She's a very strict producer. She
Yeah.
will make sure what she wants from you, and she is very particular with her work. That is why her work is the best,
Yeah.
and she is very particular. What she wants that.
Yeah. So, one thing you want to keep and change in cricket.
I would want to keep the टेस्ट क्रिकेट अलाइव ऑलवेज बिकॉज असली क्रिकेट तो टेस्ट क्रिकेट ही होता है
हाँ जी.
बाकी 2020 में तो बस बैट घूम रहे होते
हाँ
हैं
जी.
बट रियल क्रिकेट इज टेस्ट क्रिकेट वेयर bowlers इट्स अ bowlers
Yeah.
पैराडाइज टेस्ट क्रिकेट बिकॉज 2020 में चाहकर भी आप क्या कर लोगे आड़े तिरछे बैट घूमते हैं कहीं ना कहीं शॉट लगते ही लगते हैं
जी.
बट व्हेन यू आर प्लेइंग अ रेड बॉल और अ पिंक बॉल टेस्ट मैच
Hmm.
then bowlers have the tail up and the collar up and then they're like now I'm going to show you when I'm going to throw you three bouncers or three consecutive yorkers or a reverse
Yeah.
swing or an outswing. So I would definitely want to keep Test cricket alive forever till eternity. And one thing that I don't want in cricket,
Yeah.
nahi yaar, I think everything is great. What would I not want in cricket?
I think so. The recent rule which has come that you should not use your saliva on the ball because the
No,
COVID
that is important also.
temporary one.
It's a
Yeah, I think
pandemic
so. It's
time and
temporary. Yeah.
it's temporary. It's a pandemic time going on. Why would you want to use your saliva on the ball? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean you shouldn't.
Yeah. And which batsman or bowler you want to change to if you got an opportunity?
किस बैट्समैन को मैं बॉलर बनाना चाहूंगा?
नहीं नहीं आप कौन से बैट्समैन या बॉलर में आप चेंज होना चाहेंगे?
मैं चेंज होना चाहूंगा. I would really want to sleep and get up and be Steve Smith.
Yeah.
I would just want to be Steve Smith. Nobody else. And what bowler I would probably want to be Dale Steyn for one day.
Okay. Okay.
That too on his day when he comes and bowls his outsingers.
Yeah. And any particular reason for Steve Smith, like just because he's your favorite batsman?
No, I think, that guy
Yeah.
went through a lot. Okay.
Yeah.
Even David Warner did. That is why I respect David Warner for the kind of a change which he has shown post the the scandal that happened.
Yeah.
I feel Steve Smith as a cricketer, his absence for 1 year really got the questions raised. Is there anyone else other than our Indian batsman who
Yeah.
can do well? Kane Williamson did try, did came into the Fab Four, but again, Steve Smith, the way he was going before the scandal happened,
Yeah.
uh, I think that 1 year absence could have ended his career. And the way he cried in press conference, accepting his, mistake and, accepting that he is guilty of whatever things happened.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes. We all make mistakes. You might have made, I might have made, and I might make, and we all do.
Yeah.
But the way you take that mistake,
Yeah.
learn from it, and then come back even stronger.
Yes.
Before Steve Smith, if you would have asked me who's my favorite, I would have said Saurav Ganguly because he was the one who made a comeback like this. Not once, not twice, but thrice in international cricket.
Yes.
And when you talk about Steve Smith, the way he has made a comeback, he has announced it
Yeah.
that be it a flat track or be it a swinging track or be it a bouncy track, I am ready. I'm there. Be it test match, be it one days, be it T20s, I'm there.
Yeah.
Just tell me my role and I'm going to go out there and score runs.
Yeah.
And I think I respect him for that.
Yeah. And
And
also,
and also his attitude,
yeah.
he's also aggressive. He's also very he was very he used to get aggravated by a lot of stuff that used to happen around him, but he learned by doing a mistake. He learned, and the way he has shown his change in character also on the field, I
Yeah.
think that's wonderful. That's
Yeah.
wonderful. That's something to learn, especially for people like me who are aggressive.
Okay. And also from that, when you talk about Steve Smith, do you also think that he should be the skipper for the Australian team?
Yeah, he will be. Ultimately, he will be. If not today, then probably a year down the line, he will
Yes.
be.
Okay. Because that,
Because if he keeps on scoring runs, he will be. But now this is a very the situation is different. I don't know whether he'll agree to it or not.
okay.
If I was Steve Smith, I
Yeah.
would have probably said no. I don't want to be the skipper. I'm
Yeah.
scoring runs for my country. I'm playing for my country. I'm happy.
Yeah.
I know I'm a grade A player. I'm happy. I would have probably not taken back the captaincy for whatever happened. But
Okay.
maybe that was me. If I am like that. And maybe Steve Smith might take the captaincy, and there will be nothing wrong even if he takes the captaincy.
Of
It's
course,
just a
he's
personal
a
choice.
brilliant player. He's a brilliant player. Look at his cricketing shots. He's
Somebody who
so good.
started his career as a leg spinner ended up being one of the top batsmen in the world.
Yeah.
Wow, that is
Yes,
something.
definitely. And so thank you, sir, for this lovely session. It was very intriguing to talk to you about everything about cricket and sports media. And it was so good to have you.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Thank you for having me here. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.